Hey going then guys, Pete Moriarty here. I am taking you through our remote work playbook and I'm sharing with you everything that we are going to be covering over the next 8 weeks. We're a company who has gone from 5 staff to 35 employees. We used to have an office in North Sydney and all of that stuff, all of the officey stuff and all of those expenses and everything that comes with that. And we completely transitioned to remote work. And that's what we're going to be sharing in this 8-week course. It is exclusive to our customers. So if you're not already a member of Concierge, head along to itgenius.com, have a look at that. Or if you'd like to chat to our team, there's a link right below and have a chat to us about that. But this is something that we're providing free for our customers because we just want to go open book right now and share exactly what's working for us, how we've been able to build a resilient business by employing a remote team. And if you're someone who's just being forced to transition to working remotely, or if your business model is being disrupted, or if you just need to work remotely because this is the new normal for everyone right now, then this is going to give you some guidance on how you can make sure that you do that productively. So let me take you through our remote work playbook. And this is literally just showing you guys raw what's in my Asana right now. We may chop and change these, so I reserve the right to change these around. But this is what we're going to be taking each person through in our playbook. So first up, we're going to share, or we already shared actually this Wednesday, our remote work story. So the story of how we went from 5 people in an office in Sydney to now 35 completely remotely, and how we've scaled a multi-million-dollar business resiliently, safely, and well through employing a remote team. Next up, we're going to take you through, and this is this coming Wednesday, how to hire, onboard, train, keep happy, international staff, and not just international staff, but any remote staff. Could be in Australia, that's fine. I mean, we have a lot of experience hiring in the Philippines. We're going to take you through how we do that, how we find people, how we hire them. Do we do direct? Do they work in an office? What kind of internet connections do you need? All of those things we're going to be covering and sharing with you, and showing you exactly how you do that. Now, you could be hiring anyone, or you could just want to manage your team better. You might want to onboard your team better with your existing team. You're going to learn all about that there in the course, and that's something that we're very passionate about and we've had to get good at because we've scaled so fast. Literally 7 times the business that we were just a few years ago. The next one we're going to cover is the remote work tech stack, and that is so important, making sure that you have the right technology tools. Now, it's easy when you're in an office and you're working side by side to actually just kind of like, lean over someone's shoulder and say, hey, have you done it yet? Have you done it yet? Or maybe you've got a whiteboard that everyone can see with your tasks and your projects or priorities or whatever. But when you go remote, everyone kind of has their own whiteboard. They've all got their own to-do list, their own piece of paper sitting on their computer or sitting, on a sticky note in front of their monitor, and you don't necessarily have visibility over that. So how do you actually make things work? Well, a big part of that is something like Asana, right? Task management, shared task management between your team members. So we're going to show you how to use that app, but also how to communicate with your customers. How do you get that to work? How do you make sure that you stay in contact with them? How do you make sure that you are working productively in the way that you're communicating, and you're not wasting time going back and forward on email when you might need to pick up the phone or have a video call? And we're going to share exactly how we do those things and all the tools that we use to make things work. It's not just about having a VoIP phone on your desk and having email. Like if you think that remote work is about, getting your email in the browser and your phone on the desk at home, that's like 5% of where you need to be to actually work as a remote company. So we're going to show you absolutely everything that we do there. The next week is tasks and deliverables. You'll notice a focus here on actually like GSD, getting shit done. It's tasks and deliverables. And so that is how we make sure that the team are actually working. How do you make sure that people are actually doing what they say they're going to do? How do you make sure that you're actually executing well as a team? And so managing those tasks, we have a very specific focus on, yes, using a task management system. We happen to use Asana, but you can use anything, Trello, Podio, whatever you want, whatever works for you. But we're going to show you how we use it, how to set it up. And I've got to say, we ran a training on this a couple of months ago, and our customers have absolutely loved it. They've sent us messages saying, hey, this has absolutely revolutionized the way we do everything. IT Genius all the way. I absolutely love how much you guys shared about how you actually do things internally. So when we demo how we do things, we share absolutely everything open book. So you guys are going to see exactly how we run our business, and that will let you guys see into exactly how we do things. Okay, next up is meetings, rhythms, schedules, strategic execution. Meetings, rhythms, schedules, strategic execution. They are the bedrock of how we actually execute as a company. And this is not just how to run a remote team. This is how to run a good bloody company. Now, we are lovers of a framework called the Rockefeller Habits, created by someone called Vern Harnish. He is the founder of EO, Entrepreneurs Organization. The Rockefeller Habits is an amazing business framework for getting shit done. Now, we've boiled that down. You can go read the books and go and learn that, but not everyone has time to go and read books right now. We're in wartime CEO mode, and so we've boiled that down to just the important things. And so on that weekly webinar, it's coming up in 2 or 3 weeks' time now, I think, we're going to be taking you through how to actually execute things perfectly. We're taking you through the priorities first. First, you've got to get your staff on board. Then you've got to go make sure you got the right technology stack. And then we're going to get into how do you actually execute performance from your team. And let me tell you, having used this system for nearly 10 years now, this is absolute magic on getting execution. And so I'm going to see, do I have any actual notes in here? I don't think I've got my notes in there yet for the task. No, but let me tell you, that has been one of the best trainings that we've done to customers in the past. And we're going to be resharing that, going deep. 45-minute weekly webinar just on that, just on the execution. So I'm looking forward to that. Next one, we're going to be going through healthy at home. And my God, this one is so important. I've got a couple of notes here on what we're going to be including in that, but just basics like, internet connections, Wi-Fi, how to set up your desk and computer. And then not only how do you work well, but how do you work well personally? Like, how do you work with your partner when you're stuck at home? How do you work well with your friends? How do you make sure you're getting the right energy and you time? I'm really, really good at that stuff. I've been obsessing over it for many years. And so I'm going to be sharing what works for me, hopefully imparting that knowledge on you in a way that you can pick it up and feel really great and confident about working at home. Because what I know is for the first couple of weeks, it's pretty exciting. You set up your desk, you set up your chair and stuff at the kitchen table, and you go ahead and work away. And it's like, hey, this is easy. I can do this. And then about week 3 or week 4, you can start going a little bit cuckoo. You start to get a little bit of cabin fever. And I'll be completely transparent with you. I've had an on-off relationship with working remotely for my life. And so, I've worked out ways that it works. I've worked out ways that it doesn't work for me personally. I'm going to be sharing exactly how you can make it work for you. And I'm excited about that. But that's only one piece of the puzzle. The second piece of the puzzle is how do your team work remotely as well? And so that's where the next week is going to be all about your team's health. So how do you manage the culture? How do you keep their spirits up? How do you lead them? How do you make sure that you're staying connected with them? How do you do one-on-ones when your team is remote? How do you sit down and have a cry with someone when they've got shit going on at home? How do you actually manage that? So, we've been through that all, and it never stops. We're always tweaking. We're always trying to make that better. But this is an absolute critical one, particularly when your team are, if they're not necessarily used to working at home full time, making sure that you lead and manage them really well here. This one is going to be super important. And then week 8, that's the final one. If you want to ditch your office for good, how do you do that? How do you set up things like mail flow? If you want to go and travel permanently, which I've done for a period of time, if you want to build a business that can work without you and kind of, step yourself out of the business, then I can really help with that kind of stuff as well. I'm the king of delegating, and I've got a really, really good work-life balance relationship with the business that I have. And I want to be sharing that as much as possible with you. So please let me know if you have any questions on the course, or what you would like to know about what's in there or how you can get access. We've got customers who we've taken through this process over a number of years. One of our success stories, his name is Michael Peterson. We implemented G Suite for his business. We helped him set up with some basic remote work practices, and he ended up getting rid of the office, and his team all went to work from home. And then he took him and his family on holidays for a whole year. Well, it wasn't quite holidays. They did a working holiday in France for a year. How cool is that? He runs a media agency in Brisbane, and he went to France for a year with his whole family. Michael Peterson, absolute superstar. He listened, he took the advice, super smart guy in his own right. Wasn't all our advice, he's also pretty cluey himself. And what he did was actually took that massive leap of turning his company completely remote from a traditional advertising agency that you just wouldn't expect to do that at all. So whether you've been forced to go remote or if it's something that's been in the back of your mind, we are here to share all of our knowledge. I would love to have you along the journey with us. And so if you want to, if if you want to just follow along, even on the live streams, we're going to be sharing everything live. We're going to be sharing all the little bits and pieces live. So if you're not yet a concierge member and you're not ready to consider that, that's fine. Just make sure you're subscribed. So petermoriarty.tv or just search Peter Moriarty on Facebook and you'll find me and you've got my information there. But if you're interested in digging a little bit deeper, we have a Facebook group which is called Remote Revolution. So the link to that is right below this video. Jump in that Facebook group and that's where we share a bit more discussion on actually managing and running remote teams. And then of course we have all of these sessions. And so if you want to get access to the webinar series, the actual legit webinar series, it's 8 weeks. Each of those in-depth trainings is going to be an hour each, 45 minutes to an hour each. It's going to include Q&A. I'm going to answer all of your questions on there and make sure that I am personally guiding you through that. I do not consult to businesses. I don't consult one-on-one. I don't do that anymore. Our business is its own service and our customers get access to that when they subscribe to Concierge. But if you want access to me personally to help you along this journey, help you manage what you're doing right now from someone who, like, we live and breathe this and this is just like walk in the park for us, then please go ahead and consider joining. Head along and have a chat to our team. There's a link to the chat below. Have a chat to the team. Let them know you're interested in the playbook. You're interested in becoming a customer, and our team will jump on a call with you. They'll talk about your business and your goals and where you're at right now. See if we're a good fit to work together. But at an absolute minimum, make sure you're checking out the interviews and all the content that we have coming up over the next 8 weeks. We have heaps of really good stuff for you. And, if you just want to chat, if you need some support, go ahead and drop me a PM here and I will do my best to help out. Okay, until next time, thanks so much for joining in. I will see you soon, guys. Cheers.